The catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD has long been etched into our historical consciousness as a story of utter destruction. The bustling Roman city of Pompeii, a vibrant economic hub of some 20,000 residents, was tragically wiped from the face of the earth, buried under a thick, suffocating blanket of volcanic ash and pumice. For centuries, the ruins were believed to be a lifeless, frozen monument to a past tragedy, a desolate wasteland where all life had ceased. This narrative of total abandonment and finality, while dramatic, is now being challenged by new archaeological research that reveals a hidden, untold chapter of Pompeii's history. Contrary to popular belief, the city did not remain a lifeless disaster zone for long. As the dust settled and the smoldering ground cooled, a small community of individuals returned to the ruins. This was not a concerted effort to rebuild a lost civilization, but a precarious and desperate attempt at survival. The inhabitants of this new, post-eruption Pompeii were a mix of survivors who had nowhere else to go, destitute wanderers, and treasure hunters seeking to scavenge valuables from the buried homes. They created a fragile encampment, an agglomeration, amidst the still recognizable skeletal remains of a once grand city. Life in this grim new reality was a constant struggle. These individuals were no longer supported by the vast infrastructure of the Roman Empire. They were left to fend for themselves in a hostile environment. They made their homes in the most resilient structures, the upper floors of buildings that had resisted the eruption's force. Over time, they demonstrated an incredible, if somber, ingenuity. They dug into the solidified volcanic ash, carving out rudimentary cellars and caves for essential needs like ovens and fireplaces. They relied on the returning vegetation, fertilized by the nutrient-rich ash, to provide a meager food source. This was not the life of a flourishing city, but a testament to the sheer resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable devastation. The attempts to make the city sustainably livable were ultimately unsuccessful. The challenges were too great, and the support systems were gone forever. This makeshift community, a transient population living on the edge of existence, endured for a few generations. But by the 5th century AD, the last inhabitants of the town finally abandoned it for good. The exact reasons for their final departure are unclear, but another volcanic event or simply the unsustainability of life in the ruins could have been the final catalyst. This new understanding of Pompeii's aftermath adds a profound layer of complexity to its story. It shifts the focus from a purely cataclysmic event to a narrative of human resilience and adaptation. The discovery of this post-eruption community reminds us that even after a great tragedy, life, however difficult and tenuous, finds a way to endure and create a new history within the ruins of the old. The story of Pompeii is not just one of death and destruction, but also one of a quiet, forgotten struggle for survival in a world turned to ash.